touch. I see a lot of guys already chiming in on this one. Give me your thoughts, and we'll pull up some comments.
Yeah, you gotta cash in the check right here. I know they played not the world beaters last week against Wyoming, but they put up 37 last week. So Colorado, no doubt, can score. Defense still a bit of a concern. And obviously, when you play a higher quality of opponent, if you look at their schedule so far, Q, of course, with the way Georgia Tech's played this year, I think you could look back at that game and be like, okay, quality loss. You lost 27-20, albeit at home, but Georgia Tech, borderline top 15 team. They waxed Delaware and they ran away from Wyoming in the end, but you lost to Houston. Not a great game on the road. So this one's back at home, and I know this was the People's Championship in the Big 12 last year in that Alamo Bowl, which BYU totally controlled last season. BYU, pretty good again this season, but I just like Colorado at home for some reason in this spot. It's another late game, by the way. How about this? 10-15 here. I mean, I catch the Colorado checks, Q, but
Yeah.
can we get an earlier game, please? I know they want to put
I
it in
don't know. I mean, are you going to have your Buffs stuff on, or I mean, what time does Rutgers play? Does Rutgers play Saturday?
They do. Okay, is it a 12? I don't know if it's a noon game this week. I think it's a 3:30 at Minnesota. No, sorry, 12. It's 12 noon, but it's at Minnesota. They're going to be playing the 11 a.m. Eastern. Or I'm sorry, the 11 a.m. local time out there in Minnesota. Interesting PJ Fleck, Greg Schiano clash, obviously. So I was going to give you that game this week as a bounce back for the Scarlet Knights, but after a disappointing blackout game last week, I just can't do it. So
that Colorado game is 10-15.
I know that this is what I'm saying. It's like, I'm trying to cash these checks, but I gotta go to bed.
Listen, I understand. I mean, you got
what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Watch half of the first quarter? It's gonna be 10:40, and I'm like, all right, time to chalk it up, and I'll check the score on my phone at 6:30 in the morning the next day.
I mean, listen, what you start doing is what I do. I record these games when I'm calling these games in different time zones and 12-hour difference. And I mean, I got to go back. I mean, I already know that the Giants are going to lose, but I just have to go back and watch it anyway.
Well,
So
yeah,
it doesn't.
you have to subject yourself to the self-torture, obviously. So
I do.
that might be what I do with Colorado here. But again, +6.5. Yeah, I think they're, as you mentioned, one of those kind of wild games where they might not even win. It could be like, one of those 37-33 type of games in the end. Because I do think, going back to Caden Salter, I think, when Deion made the switch to Ryan Staub the other week against Houston, it's like, he was playing well, but I think it might have been a message sent. Now that I'm looking back on it, it's like, hey, Caden, we need you to step it up a little bit. Otherwise, we're going to put the third string guy in, or we're going to go to the freshman. So, you were brought in for a reason where essentially it was like, you're the veteran from Liberty, played well, but there's a freshman that's really, really good. We want to play him too, but you need to step up. I think, and then going to Staub, who's a veteran, nothing against him, but he showed why he's been third on that depth chart for the past couple of years in the Houston game, at least, not the UDEL game, which he won. But I think Salter got a fire lit under him a little bit. I think he, if I remember correctly, he played relatively well against Wyoming. Let me pull up the stats real quick. Yeah, he threw 3 touchdowns, had over 300 yards. So the guy's a dual threat. I think that'll be that'll help out. Oh yeah, ran for 86 and another touchdown. So 4 touchdowns last week. I think they'll keep BYU a little bit honest. Maybe they don't win this one outright, Q, but I got to cash the Colorado check this week, +6.5 here in Boulder.
Hey, we know we got that 440 hard out. By the way, do you know?
445. Don't worry. I'll give you. It's a little 8-minute special.
Do you know that the games you're calling, we know you do them for Cal Live, but they re-air on Channel 48 WWON, which is also the home to the award-winning Back Your Play with Q. Do you know that?
Award-winning. What kind of awards are we talking?
EPA,
here?
Delaware Press. What are you talking about? 4 years in a row.
No, why not make it 5 here? What are we doing?
I mean, I don't publicize a lot of my stuff. I don't put it in my bios. Okay,
but this is an award-winning show. I think we need to let the people know out here.
Well, I mean, listen. I mean, On Q is going to be up in January for awards. I'm just letting you know. I mean, we're not. This is what we don't do. I can tell you this, my friend. What we don't do. You know where I'm going with this. What we don't do is stuff the ballot box in New Jersey.
No,
we don't do that nonsense with the New Jersey Broadcasters Association.
No, I think we need to go. We need to go straight for the top here. We need to compete with the Kornheiser and Wilbons of the world. And
but Wilbon, by the way, Wilbon, we got a couple minutes. Wilbon's jackass clown comment on Bruce Pearl. Wilbon used to be a credible. I used to enjoy Wilbon. Now he just hates on everything, divisive. Okay.
Well. I will say, just to push back a little bit. I do like the get off my lawn old man stuff that Kornheiser and Wilbon do a little bit more these days, because I love the pairing. They're still the GOAT pairing. If
that comment was out of bounds.
It was. I was actually a little surprised. I mean, he's injected before.